Hello, my people. How are we? Hope everyone's blessedly good, having a good old time, hanging out at home or working. But through the airwaves, we always wish the best. So, let's see if I can channel John F. Kennedy's father, uh, Joe Kennedy Sr. He had three sons that were political. Of course, John F. and Ted and Joe. Was it Joe? No, Robert. Robert. So, Joe Sr., Joe Kennedy Sr., what do you have to say about your sons, about anything, the current situation? I was mostly proud of John to become president with that kind of heart was quite the accomplishment. He didn't deserve what happened to him. He was better than the average person. His heart and soul for the people had no bounds. He was creative, had a lot of ingenuity, but could be decisive. His convictions stood out at times when they were needed. War is so ugly. It should have no place in society. People need to learn to get along. The evolution of enlightened people will help change that. The ugliness of war taught me many things. My ideals don't reflect what I should have done in World War One. Franklin and I had a very good friendship. Franklin Roosevelt. We confided in each other a lot. And we both wanted the best outcomes. there was a need to change ideals. Social economic pressures on people really hit home during the Depression. Only the strong survived. I was one of the lucky ones. But I knew how to act, and I knew how to invest. I took advantage of the crash to develop a lot of real estate investments. It became kind of a passion, kind of like your term flipping. Having the assets to buy low, sell high, amass quite a fortune. It took advantage of alcohol sales, which turned profit for more real estate. With my knowledge of the stock market and my studies in college, I got a good grasp of economic situations and how to not go downhill in the financial world. How to survive in bad times. I try to instill that leadership in my children. My wife, I think he's saying Rose, I think that maybe your name, was a blessing in disguise. A leader in her own circles and development. Something about creating women's groups or being involved in women's groups. Kind of paved the way to social empowerment of women. And also being an incredible wife and mother. She had to be the head of household while I pursued my my work. Being part of the government was a fascinating thing, but it's not easy. A lot of corruption, a lot of greed, and you can get wrapped up in it. And you lose sight of the purpose moving forward of what you really should be there for. Rest assured, tides are turning. The corruption part will be nipped in the bud. Getting back to for the people. What it's supposed to be. As in the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, and what we were founded on as the United States of America. Social injustice will be moving towards a thing of the past. Never get rid of hatred. But the goals are to be equal. Bring the scales closer together. And bring government more to the people. Protect our elderly. Protect those who have been there. Bring education to the forefront. Because our children actually are the future. It's becoming too hard to be a young adult in today's society. It's a lot harder to get ahead when you're strapped with debt and tried to build a future forward. Many things will be changing. All for the better empowerment for all people. Veterans, seniors, children. It'll help bring growth and security to the United States as a whole. Like I said, getting back to the more perfect union. To the way it was supposed to be. somewhere along those lines, in the 60s to the 70s, as growth came upon society and the world as a whole, greed started taking over the common purposes. Yes, greed was always there, but it consumed more people. The growth of organizations and elitists and big corporations began to demand their installing for their best needs. And it became a vicious cycle of capitalism. Basically working for the wealthy. So few get ahead. So few achieve. Those changes will be will be creating an adjustment in government and society as a whole. There is a greater desire of like a combined capitalistic and socialistic society. The two can function as one. But most elitists are not going to like this. The need to get rid of money on Capitol Hill will bring more broad changes within government. It is written in the stars that it shall be. It was just a matter of time for it all to be exposed. It's a time to get back to simpler days. With growth and inventions, but realize and grasp the simpler days. Before technology, before fast planes, before fast cars, before the internet. Embrace the simpler times. With ever-changing technology, actually becomes a burden. It's a must-have, a must-need. I get that. But with making more people comfortable in life and reducing stresses, you can eventually achieve that simpler time. With more people satisfied, the advances can be attained to a higher level. In a sense of government working better for the people, you obtain better peace. Reduce the stresses, you obtain more peace. That's all I wanted to say. Break over. Peace. Thanks for being here.